Well, if you're not doing much, you're unlikely to be criticized or praised, or even commented on. But the truth is that if you are doing something, somebody's not going to like it. And if you want to change something or reform something or move something forward in a direction that it hadn't been previously moved, someone's going to observe that, and those that favor it will be enthusiastic, and those that don't favor it will be critical. So it's just a truth of life. If you're engaged daily in difficult jobs, the days are long and the years are short. You can reflect, but you have to do it late at night or early in the morning when other people aren't around, and try to keep your bearings as to what you're doing. Having time away from government for 4 years and being able to invest essentially full time in preparing the archive and reviewing it and then preparing the book does cause one to be reflective. I ended up with a book that really is supported by the website, which will have thousands of pages of documents dating back into the 1930s. Most of us as human beings are not Mozarts or Einsteins, and goodness knows I'm not. All of the rest of us, what we do with other people, and we do it by interacting with other people and learning from other people. We have only so much experience ourselves and so much knowledge ourselves and so many talents. The radio came on and they announced that there's been an attack and that planes were bombing a place called Hawaii, which was really not well known. It wasn't a state yet. Shortly after Pearl Harbor, my father, who was, I think, 39 and had a wife and 2 children, decided he wanted to go in the military. She read this article and said, "Don, you've got to stop the car and read this. This is serious." So we did eventually stop the car and read this article, and it was serious. It became clear that there was at least a reasonable possibility that within a day or two, President Nixon might have to resign. You know, the old saying is, "The enemy of my enemy is my friend." And we, on the other hand, the United States of America, had managed to get crossways with Iran, a country that had taken our embassy people hostage and held them for a long period of time. We decided that it might be useful to reach out to Iraq and to the Saddam Hussein regime. At that point, it was pretty clear it was not an accident. And it wasn't long thereafter that our building was hit, the Pentagon was hit by the American Airlines plane, and you could feel that enormous Pentagon, the structure, jump, and the war was on. You do look at it and question yourself. Were those assumptions correct? And I would say that I think an awful lot of the assumptions in this recent 6-year period were correct. Then if you ask yourself, where things didn't work out well, was enough effort put into trying to make them work out well? And the answer is no. There are certainly instances where things didn't work out as well as you would wish. The money we receive from my memoir, Known and Unknown, is going to be placed directly into the various charities that we support in the foundation, that support the men and women in uniform, their families who also serve our country, the wounded, and the children of those who've been killed in action. The fact is that America is not what's wrong with the world. America is a symbol of opportunity. It's a symbol of freedom. It's an example that others in the world look to. People line up at our embassies all across the globe trying to get here. And why do they do that? Well, they're voting with their feet. They know that things are better here, and there's more opportunity and more freedom here than where they are.